Before we get into the food, I'd like to introduce a few folks that have come a long ways to be with us. And first, I'd like to introduce Bob Keogh. I think many of you know Bob, and Bob is the Director of Network Operations for the Western Group. Linda Andrews, and hopefully everybody gets to meet Linda tonight, and she's our new area operations for the Rocky Mountain region for the Western Group. Her area covers New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, parts of Wyoming, parts of Idaho, parts of
Washington.
a little bit of Washington. So she has a lot of area to cover. So a little bit of Oregon.
Nebraska.
So
And Colorado.
Yay!
So we're really glad to have you on board, Linda.
I'm glad to be here.
And Robert has come back to join us from Irvine.
They know and don't want to read.
Robert is now the area operations manager in Southern California. Has a little less geography, but maybe 2 or 3 more folks live in that part of the world than what you did before. Just a few. And Mark Perko. And Mark is the founding father of Denver Direct Service.
Baby.
Boy, where did you go wrong?
Yeah.
Can we call you Dad?
I was mom for a while.
So anyway, thanks for coming. After the dinner, we're going to do a little stroll down memory lane with direct service in Denver. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So bon appetit, and I'm not going to get in the way of any more introductions until afterwards. So you want to take it away?
Sure.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Right.
Little puzzle for everybody. We have a prize beyond your wildest imagination for the winner of this. Do they need to put that face down so everybody starts?
The first rule is you're going to have to do some writing. That's why the pens are all passed out. Now, you cannot look at these until...
Jeez.
I don't have a pen.
Am I exempt?
Can I get you made rolls?
And what's the prize? Does it require?
Am I?
It's a prize beyond your wildest imagination.
Hey Wayne, am I exempt?
I'll give you the answers.
Is that good or bad? It's beyond your wildest imagination. Is that good or bad?
Don't quantify.
Pretty wild imagination.
You don't have my head in the way, do you?
A little bit, but that's all right.
Are you cheating already? Dennis is cheating, he's disqualified.
Dennis cheating.
Comes out of a cake.
Yeah, but I got a nice pen. You guys got a nice pen like that?
That's all right. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I don't
see?
want to get my head in the picture. I'm fine. Is
I
that
cheated, but I got a nice pen.
You better win.
That's what I did.
Cross.
You need both.
That picture, right?
Oh, that's for Paul.
She's awful.
That's for Paul.
One is the one you write.
Did everybody get their puzzle? Is everything good?
Take one out of mine.
Is that the prize beyond your wildest dreams? Is that it?
You weren't supposed to show it.
Imagine, I have a wild imagination. I can guess what's in there. That's pretty scary.
Is Mark and them, are they out having their cigarettes or they can be?
Here they come.
Okay.
You gotta give them a puzzle.
I did. They've got it.
A prize beyond your wildest imagination.
Okay. Now this
No.
disqualified.
DQ.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. The test has to do with something to do with all the technicians that are in the room. So, it's a timed event, so the first one that gets them all correct wins the prize beyond your wildest dreams. So is everybody ready?
2 pages.
Okay, go.
Oh, come on.
You know, this is one of the new eyes.
Oh, I need a pen.
It's like their names, right? What's your names?
Hey, he's getting close.
My imagination is so wild right now.
You can't be concentrating on it.
Hey, can I sit at a different table?
I don't remember how to spell it.
Oh, it's not working.
Like you make a rose out of steel. Go Vikings! Oh, come on. This is the wrong area for that wing.
That's the only one I got.
Robert, you're trying way too hard.
I know. I got 8, 9.
So this is what you do when you take off.
When I called you, I was in the process of doing this. I thought about it 10 minutes before I left home. Did I spell one wrong?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Right there.
Where?
This is not fair.
Yeah, I think some of these, if you had been in the...
I spelled Steve's last name.
Duh.
God, I'm so bad at
I
last
did about
names.
3 of these. That's pretty sad. I haven't been now long.
I didn't think this was going to be that tough.
Somebody's gonna say 5 seconds. Watch everybody scramble.
Yeah, tattoo.
Yes, nothing. No, that's gotta be.
Is it as tough as they're making it out? I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
That's good.
Steve informed me I spelled his last name wrong, so as long as you get Steve in there, you're okay.
I got it.
And there's a mistake in it.
God, who would that be?
Oh, I got it.
What is that, to brew? Two brew.
That's different.
Should be really.
Chris, where's your name on goal, man? Yeah, right there.
Thanks, sir. Careful.
I see where. What is the technician's name that is that? I think he's
Julie Caesar.
It doesn't fit.
You can take them to the trough.
Yeah, just
And make them drink.
done. Chris is done.
I don't care. I'm trying to figure out my spelling.
I'm working. You can't be done yet.
Okay.
Will?
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
1 or 2 L's there, Will.
Here you go. You want your name on these?
We have a winner.
Okay. You want to read off the person?
Okay. For those of you who are still studying, across. I can fly, I can fly. We've got a technician who just got his spot. So an airplane. couple months ago.
He got his license or he flew an airplane?
Well, he claims he flew an airplane solo, so
Just look up.
Paul Batten. There's no karaoke tonight, so we're gonna have to have a live band. So which band would that be? Ride 'em Cowboy.
I raised it.
Don't break your arm. Okay, it says playing with your kids can be a real pain in the knee. Mike.
Now spell that for us.
And where is he?
He's absent.
His wife's.
Gotta hurt me.
His wife's.
Nursing that knee.
Bad knee.
Milking that knee.
Okay, and 2 down is, can you say free winter tickets to the Olympics? Winter Olympics? Who do we have contacts in Salt Lake
Salt Lake,
City?
yeah.
Spencer?
I had it right.
Have a contacts in, so I can read
There's
this
1
over.
2 minutes
This
space.
is true. That says I can make a rose out of a solid bar of steel.
Or climb a
It's got blacksmith over here.
Yeah, there's 1 2 minutes spaces.
Says, number 6, I didn't know the spelling on this, I did this real quick.
Where you from, Minnesota?
But et tu Brute is from Julius Caesar.
Et tu, T-O-O.
Oh.
Okay, so.
Yeah, you're just supposed to read it phonetically, not. Of course, go find
Okay,
things.
Brutus.
Let's see.
Sit down.
And the last one graduated from Strasbourg High School. And the winner was Chris.
All right.
Drum roll, please. Did you wrap it? He's even got it wrapped.
You're gonna turn that back on. Oh, what are you doing?
Hey, hey,
Oh, do we need to move there?
Come on up.
wait. You missed 3 down.
What's 3 down?
3 down.
About the drain.
Well.
Will.
Will, I was thinking of Mark Perkins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every damn call I went on.
Yeah, a little more time. I would-
Well, we might have exaggerated beyond the wildest, but it was the best we could do as I was walking out the door. But I do have a 6-pack here, and it's in the toppers. They go along with it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
Birthday.
You took the waiter for those.
Well, did everybody enjoy their dinner? Good food.
The restaurant's called.
16th or 17th along.
So shall we start saying, hey, anybody got more dollar bills? Is Robert's on the phone? Help him out with that phone call? Well, let's take a stroll down memory lane and the origins of direct service. In the late 80s, Coca-Cola Fountain saw a need to improve service both with sales support and with mechanical service in key markets throughout the United States. They were really hurting in these markets. These markets included Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, Phoenix, Denver, and all of Florida.
They're still hurting in LA.
I can vouch for that.
Is that because of a recent acquisition? The question was posed, what if they, and that's being Coca-Cola Fountain, did see what they could do if they took Fountain under their direct control? And by doing that, what kind of service could they provide? It was a lot of, at that time, a lot of reasons provided to where we can't do this or whatever. I think there was a correlation. That was about the time that CCE was buying out many of these bottlers in these geographies. So again, Fountain looked at, what if we took this under our own wing? What could we do? And thus direct service was born. In May of 1990, 6 individuals, and I think we've all seen the pictures. This is a little bit bigger but a little fuzzier. Began a sojourn in Atlanta, Georgia. They spent our first month with direct service and a hotel at the Residence Inn, and spent most of our time at the parts warehouse, taking equipment apart, installing it. It was really quite an experience. There were technicians there from Seattle, Portland, and Hollywood. And yes, Hollywood. We found out that you didn't have to be in the entertainment business to be from Hollywood. We saw technicians that could rap and dance. It was quite an exposure. There were technicians with expense accounts that probably didn't know what an expense account looked like. There was $100 phone call bills, and there was people having to make nightly room checks. I think, Bob, you kind of walked in on that a couple days after this all started, and you had a lot of fun about that, didn't you?
Huge indoctrination.
There was lobster dinners. I heard somebody talking about this earlier, people hiding in closets. Racquetball. We learned that we could communicate with a brick, and that wasn't throwing the brick through a window. And we witnessed the grand opening of World Coke, and it was just a bunch of guys having a lot of fun that passed, at that time, Roger Brooks' golden question, and that is how do you define a bad customer? And I guess that we all got there. We were ones that said no, there was no such thing as a bad customer. Well, let's take a look closer at these 6 guys that you saw. And the first one I want to talk about is Bob Cross. Bob, he came out of the closet before coming out of the closet was cool.
And he wasn't good.
I don't know what Bob might be doing nowadays. I guess we still run into him, but we have a suspicion that he's probably working on ice makers, since he couldn't tell the difference between ice makers and the stuff we were working on. Frank Satilli, and he's this guy right over here. Not certain what he is doing, but we're pretty certain it's probably involving surgical gloves. Anybody heard from Frank lately? Frank was the first guy I knew that later he got a hyphenated name. I guess it was in the 90s, and he was a sensitive New Age guy. And then there was John Woodley, and I believe John is a McDonald's QMC agent. Is that what last you heard, Paul?
Really?
I thought you really wanted to tell me that.
Okay. You never know where one's going to go.
Yeah. But he's up in the Washington, Oregon area, and John used to profess doing something special with his eyebrows. He was he was really proud of that talent.
And the hair on his chest.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Yeah, we got to shout out with Pat here.
Okay, go ahead,
You know
Pat.
about that.
Too much information for me.
Well, let's talk about the guys in this picture that are here tonight. And this is me, and this was a month after eating off an expense report and eating food out every night. I was having a hard time getting the pants buttoned about in those days. That's enough about that guy. And hey, how about this guy right here?
Didn't he look like he had less hair in those days?
Don't leave that guy so quickly.
Yeah, I thought we'd just move right on.
Gloss over that.
Thank you, yeah. And this is Paul doing his Arnold right there. Paul was the luckiest guy in our group. He had to share a room with Frank for the entire time.
The guy with the gloves?
And, you know, we heard there was a real serious bonding going on.
I think Pat was pretty lucky too.
You know, they did play racquetball. They pumped a lot of weights at the gym. In fact, they spent a lot of time at the gym.
There's a definite void in your life.
Which leads me to my next story. I guess I did go through diversity training last week. I better pass on. But Paul, from the very start, was our captain. Paul knew Fountain and was really instrumental in setting the culture that was set in place, the culture of excellence in Denver. Paul has been our lead tech for close to 7 years now, and I really feel strongly that direct service would not be anywhere close to where it is right now if it were not for Paul. So, Paul, you got to come on up here.
Little red things.
Here's a shirt. Paul, we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Smile for the kids.
Oh, red thing.
Last but certainly not least, we have a very svelte Mark.
Yeah.
Mark was our manager of direct service in the beginning. Were you our mother or rather mom? Can I call you mom? I guess it was later on, actually, when you actually became an official mom. But I think in those early days, you probably really felt like a mother. From late afternoon huddles in the hotel room in Atlanta to the incessant whining you endured when you got back in Denver. But Mark really had a knack for calming people down. I can remember one afternoon in particular, it was about 6:30 p.m. I had about 2 calls left, and I was over in Arvada. I lived in Aurora, and I think I was in one of my wine fests that day, and I know you probably find that all pretty hard to believe, but I was driving down the road on Ralston Road, and I got a message on my brick, and of course, every time you get your message, what do? You have to pull over to the side of the road, and then you look to see what's on there. And I don't know if you remember the message you sent me that afternoon, but all that was on there is, I never promised you a rose garden. You really had a way with words.
That's Mark.
And Mark, I hate to tell you this, but it wasn't the Judds that sang that. It was Tammy Wynette. But and Mark was the first person, and we were talking about this earlier in our table, that was truly plugged in. In those early days, here come Mark pulling up in his beautiful Taurus station wagon. I guess you had a Taurus back those days. That was before you got those station wagons. And he'd be getting out of the car, and the first thing he'd be doing is he'd strap the brick under his shoulder, and then he had this cellular phone that looked like it was something that came out of World War II, clamped to the side of his face, and on the other, he'd be smoking a cigarette.
No.
I don't know how many brain cells you microwave with that phone. But, and it was always a sight that as a technician you always enjoyed, but you were always glad to see Mark. He always encouraged us. Those first few days were difficult, and he listened. And Mark really built a solid foundation for us in Denver with direct service. He taught us many things, and no matter how busy you were, you always had time for that, and I really appreciate that. He taught us how to be empowered. What the heck was that all about?
It was a 1993 catchphrase.
Yeah, we were empowered. But Mark, come on up here. I got a shirt for you too. Give it up for Mark.
Thank you guys. No.
Yeah.
Come on, Mark.
Well, real quickly, I will say that. Okay, no yawning through this, okay? Truly, you guys were the greatest people I've ever worked with. I think that direct service was defined by each of you guys here in Denver. Brian, you're right, I never promised you a rose garden.
That was our
little
back and
theme.
forth.
Paul, we lived through all your crazy stories. On and on and on. Wayne had some also. All you guys though made up direct service, and Spencer and Steve and everybody that's come on board since then, Dennis. We really appreciate everything you've done. We need the experience. We needed things to change, and everybody just ramped up and came to the forefront. And if there was an issue, you guys overcame it. And I hope if there's one thing you learned, that you take everybody's experience, Tim from back east, Will from Bill's Mountain Service. Oh, sorry. Well, you guys, I have a little ownership in direct service here in Denver, and it'll always be kind of my little thing that I really appreciate you guys keeping it going strong and being one of the best in the country. And I thank you every day for what you do. Thanks.
Thank you. Well, as Mark said so very well, people came and people went, and each person really made a contribution, and I don't think you could have said it better. Everybody brought their talents, a new way of looking things, and you know, it was a melting pot that really made us where we are today. In January of '91, we had an electrician named Dennis join our team. Okay, I'm going to do it. I know Dennis doesn't want me to share this, but how many have watched Survivor? Yeah. Remember the old guy, Rudy? Come on, Dennis, tell us. We know it is. Rudy was an ex-Navy guy. Dennis, what service were you in?
Maybe.
Yeah. But you know, as with the Survivor cast and the Survivor show, the audience really came to know and love Rudy. And to know Dennis, you gotta love him. And direct service, we love him. And I had a special message from dispatch and wanted to say, yeah, Dennis is the guy. So Dennis, come on up.
Speech.
Rudy.
Okay, you want a speech real quick? I'll give you guys a word of advice. Don't ever call Mark home because his wife will answer the phone. And she won't believe you. And same goes with Brian.
In May of '91, we were blessed with this red-headed guy from New York. He goes by the name of Chris. Chris, when was it that you had that surgery a few years back? Was that,
I don't think you want to know.
was that '96? You might be sharing? Go ahead, okay. Well, without sharing too much information, every January, Denver Direct Service has a take off the gloves, every man, woman, and child for themselves horse trading show with lots of positioning going on. Did I say positioning? Anyway, Chris could not join us in person that day, so as we held the meeting, we had a speakerphone go on, so he wouldn't lose his weeks of scheduling that year. And Chris, I'm sorry, I just can't get that vision over my head as we were looking at that speakerphone. But Chris has been our downtown guy since he started, and weekly and almost daily I receive a phone call from either a customer or a sales associate or salesperson in that area that just praise Chris for his customer service. And we have a lot of loyal customers down there, thanks to you. So please, come on up, Chris.
Well said.
You can share with the rest if you want to. Thank you. October '92, we had a guy named Wayne come to us from Aberdeen, South Dakota. Wayne,
No, I was in Minnesota at the time.
You were
Minnesota. You know, the Vikings, you know, what are they, 5-0 now?
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Let him talk anymore.
How many Super Bowls
Hey,
they
who are they
won?
going to play in the playoffs this year?
Would you
Be
just
at
throw the
Atlanta.
shirt at him so he doesn't care?
And Wayne moved into the town of Loveland. Wayne, how did you know to move there? Was there some coaching going on there, Mark? But what a blessing it was to have Wayne up north. This area had always been a headache for direct service, an area of constant irritation. This neck of the woods has been come to known as Wayne's World, and really an area that nobody wanted to go to. There was always a lot of issues with us getting up there on time. That all went away with Wayne. Wayne comes to us with many stories of the Minnesota area, and in particular he used to share stories about an older couple. You really must have known them with all the stories. What was their names?
Oli and Nina.
My favorite was about the time their parking brake gave way on their car. I guess it was on a hill and kind of left them in a rather precarious position. But Wayne, come on in. You got any ones you'd like to share?
Wayne, we
with the
honor you
group
with
here
working
that,
weekends the rest of the year.
You were talking about how I got up in that Loveland area. Both my brothers live out here in the Denver metro area. And I thought of coming out here, a few years before I actually did come out. And I was out here basically on vacation one time, filling out job applications. Started at Bill's Fountain or Denver Coke. Went to Bill's Fountain Service, and they said, Coke USA is looking for someone. So I ended up down at the office. And when Mark and we were going through the spiel, and he was talking about his brick that you get married to and you carry wherever you go. And he says, but if you take this job out here, there's one condition. You have to live up north someplace. And I said to myself, I think that was the clincher.
it worked out really well. I never knew exactly how much coaching was going on.
Mark tried that one with me.
Yeah.
I said no.
In December of '93, our department grew by 3. One of the additions was a young guy out of Syracuse, New York. He goes by the name of Tim. Tim is a drummer who has played in many bands over the year and has always invited us out to watch. There for a while, he used to always invite me to blanket parties. I don't know, I guess I was a little hard to get along with. Probably deserved it, but it never actually materialized. Being a drummer, we're guessing that Tim has rather fast hands, and which undoubtedly help him with his work. Tim has also demonstrated superior customer skills. You know I'm going with this. Not certain if these fast hands help him with his customer interaction, but just guessing. Tim, however, is the only technician that I've received reports back from customers stating that he has soothed the savage.
I remember that. I saved it.
Woo! You saved it. Oh, great. Now, you care to elaborate just how you did that? You never told me. Serve model or?
Yes, that's strictly by serve.
We're serving all right.
Was it the Ameriply or the Empathize part that worked out the best? Like, come on up, Tim. Thanks. In October '94, our one and only true flex tech joined Denver's direct service full-time. Goes by Steve, and Steve is truly one of the only craftsmen I really know. Steve is an accomplished blacksmith and can do amazing things with a different kind of Coke. Not that kind of Coke. If you ever get a chance to go watch Steve, it's amazing what he does with the making flowers, and still looking at that one. And one amazing fact about Steve is whenever he takes a vacation in the summertime, I can just go get my sprinklers and turn them off. That without fail, every time he takes a vacation in the summertime, what does it end up doing? It rains the whole week. Guess you have this little cloud following me. Come on up, Steve.
vacation this summer then, did he? No speech? Come on.
In November of '97, our team had this skinny guy from Chicago join our team who talked real funny. I'm thinking his lingo may have rubbed off. And he happened to be our boss, Robert. Cousin Vinny won't be paying me a social visit later, will he?
You never know.
Robert took us places we'd never been before. What was it you took Chris and I? What is that place called? Maxwell's?
Oh, you went down to Maxwell's. You got a pork chop sandwich.
Pork chops?
And he introduced us to many fine delicacies, like pork chop sandwiches. And I think there was a car backfired when we were down there. It was probably a good 2 miles away, but we couldn't get off the ground for 10 minutes after
This
that
was in
backfired.
Chicago?
This
Oh,
was in
yeah,
Chicago. Robert stretched us, challenged us, and showed us many new ways of looking at things and how to look at our business. He brought us OJ before OJ was cool. And I'm really glad it's in the rearview mirror and not looming on the windshield as it is for most everybody else. But Robert, thanks for the ride. Come on up with that shirt.
It's all of you that talk funny.
All of you?
All of you.
Unfortunately, and I had a little thing on Mike here, he wasn't able to join us. His wife Jessica is not doing too well and she's confined to bed. But I was going to talk a little bit about the fact that in May, he gave me a call one Friday evening and said he had blown out his knee. And when he got back 5 weeks later, and we really missed Mike about that time, he gave us news that there was a little Scharfenberg on the way. I didn't think too much about blowing out his knee, but I got to be thinking about, okay, this was in May, and the baby is due in March. You can do the math. We miss Mike, and we hope Jessica does better. In March of '99, we had the good fortune of stealing the services of Will from the employee of Bill's Fountain Service. Will's installation expertise and his work ethic brought a whole new dimension to our team. I really didn't realize it until I was doing some analysis on the service history of a casino up in Blackhawk. I found an interesting trend. Our response time to this casino
Did you check the winner's pictures?
What's the on-site?
Right next to Bob Cross.
An hour and a half was the longest response time to this casino. What's up with that? And I was thinking about that afterwards. It was if I did that same trend analysis for all the golf courses, would I find the same thing? Come on up, Will.
Will, come on.
7 come 11.
Yeah.
November '99. Spencer came to us from the Squire Bottler in Salt Lake. You see the trend here? It's a bottler, agent bottler. But anyway, Spencer was their fountain go-to guy and completed many of their BK KMCs. Well, at least I thought Spencer was their go-to guy. Maybe not at Denver International. On one of Spencer's first calls, I was a little alarmed to find Spence had been out there for over 4 hours. So I called the account at DIA and he says, well, he left hours ago. Well, I was getting a little concerned, so I decided to page him. And, a few minutes later, I got him on the phone, and on the other end, I heard this reluctant voice going, Brian, I think I lost the van. This is before I took my diversity training. My laughter was not too appropriate. As I informed this tired voice that the east and the west side looked a whole lot alike. We found it a short time later. And Spence and he knows I may have embellished this one a little bit, but It made it sound a little better. So
I found a rental out there, by the way.
over the years, we've seen some changes. For a while, we were kind of the, what month was it and what flavor of the area were we that year, or that month? First, we were the West. Then came Jackson, Cozy, and Mid-America. Then, whoops, we were back in the West again when Mid-America was no more. And then about the time we were feeling kind of comfortable with the West, it was, we were in a meeting and, hey, guess what, you're part of North Central. And we started going to Chicago. I don't know, do they really speak English in Chicago?
They spoke the correct English.
They spoke the correct.
And, but we're back in the West again, and it's been about 6 months, and when I heard Bob was coming out here, Bob, is there something you gotta tell us?
You're safe in the West.
But it's good to be part of the West group again. They talk like us, they even know what a parts expediter is. And over the years, we've become gentler and kinder with direct service. We went from repeat calls to fixed right the first time. And what did you say earlier? It's a tomato, you call it a tomato? Callback became an arrived without callback. Over the years, we found that you can't stand too close to a pine tree when you're trying to get on your NOR alarm. We learned about stewarding our values. Be the point of difference, and empowered. What was that thing again? Empowered. What was that?
What's up with that?
What's up with that?
Enough, all right.
You found it when you moved cheese.
Oh, hey, I forgot that one. That'd be good. Then there came this battle cry out of the West in 1998. And when I first heard it, it was 99 and 99. And it was like, what the heck are these people been smoking? It was, but you know what? Through it all, in the last 2 years, we met that goal. And we should feel good about that. And sometimes it felt like we were really stretched to breaking, but through it all, I think we got a lot better and a lot smarter. And if we wouldn't have been stretched, we would be no place close to where we are right now. The culture of excellence that started out 10 years just got better. And I think we can remember the days of KBIs. If you got something over 95% with a major customer, you thought you were really slick. And I think you also feel good about that. I want you to give us some credit. And this past year has probably been particularly challenging with SOA, a workload that was somewhat ominous. We had our bad days, but we persevered. Driving through the smoke was our mantra. And through that, I have some flowers that were purchased here. And technicians, I would like you to recognize the persons that really, I think, probably had to pay the price more so than anybody else, and that was probably putting up us when we got home at night. So there are 9 bases around here that kind of hit the floor because they were kind of in the way. You gonna do the Vanna White here?
Well, I thought I was taking these home.
So before you leave tonight, technicians present these to your wives or significant others, those that came with you. Again, I think they're probably I know they're the ones that paid the price more than anybody else. And I know for my wife, putting up with me some days, she had to be a saint.
He doesn't tell me we're going to dinner.
We know how she feels.
That's a good one.
Hey, Brian,
As they say in that
the
70s show.
wives of
Yeah. And I'm sorry I make your husband so cranky when they get home. And we're not done yet. Wayne, can you come up here? 20 years ago, was it South Dakota or was it Minnesota?
This was in South Dakota.
A young man started working for the local bottling company. I just happen to have something here that might help capture this. We'll pass this around. But we have got pictures of Wayne as he progressed over the years.
That's why she was digging through those.
What's
We're
it say on
showing-
top?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we're showing Wayne in his very younger days, and
That was on my birthday.
we're seeing Wayne here with a full beard and a lot of hair. Here's Wayne standing with his peers, and you can see, I think this captures what you've done over the years very well. Wayne, it's certainly been my pleasure working with you in the last 9 years. Congratulations. You really have made a very positive impact for our team, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're gonna hang that in the office for a couple of years?
I had a Coca-Cola parade car.
Is that your Buick convertible?
No, that's my Buick Demo Derby car.
Oh.
The vans haven't changed.
And here's a little certificate that we have for Wayne. And also he got a nice ring. So,
Could you pass the ring?
and Wayne, stay up here a second too. And last year, Wayne was our top performer for Denver Direct Service, and he was going to attend the Atlanta Roundtable, and unfortunately, there was a loss in his family, and he wasn't able to go. But as the old saying goes, better never than late. I have that for you from Wayne. But this was an award that Wayne would have received at the Atlanta Roundtable. And again, Wayne had an excellent year in '99. And Wayne, I'm sorry I didn't recognize this until now, but here you go.
All right.
Well done.
So he doesn't have to mail out the paperwork.
We call him meat sheet. Last, but certainly not least, Paul.
Oh boy, I got pictures and plaques. All right. That's awesome.
20 years ago, a young man, well, maybe younger than you are now, started working a production job at Denver Coca-Cola. And went from there, he went to special events, and then worked in the fountain side, and then worked with the fountain division as it was started at Denver Coke. And then as that split off, he worked with Bill's Fountain Service. We happen to have a little collage of pictures of Paul. And we're hoping that Paul would maybe elaborate on a few of these. Here he is, the production guy.
All the ones for you to pick out.
And we were hoping you would maybe explain this picture here a little bit. I don't know if people can see this one real good, but
Now you know what next.
I don't think I remember that one either.
you probably don't. But we're speculating that perhaps there was a few cold ones maybe involved before this one was taken. Or,
Not Paul.
I'm not sure, but as you can see, Paul is a pretty fun guy to be around, and I know that over the years, Paul, I've learned a lot from you, both at work and personally. You've encouraged me, and you really have helped pull Coca-Cola and me out of the ditch more than many, many, many times. So, Paul, I thank you for that, and
Thank you.
to present this to you along with the plaque, and also you picked out a ring also. So,
Can we see the ring?
here's Paul's right here. So, congratulations, Paul. Well deserved for that.
You know, you can tell the truck technicians who were in the truck all day. I was looking around the room, and all the guys are she's shaking his head. All the guys are sitting like this. This arm's on the window, this arm's up here on the steering wheel. And another thing I've noticed over time too, you were talking about when we were young and slender, you know, whenever we go
Hey,
down the road.
picture didn't show that.
Yeah, I didn't know, I'll have to keep trying until they laugh. Whenever we were going down the road, and the guys, when I was younger, when I first started this job, you know, I would go through the drive-through window to get the food, which we still do today, you know, and we're dropping the food on our laps. Now, we see the food right here.
Thanks, Paul.
Well, that concludes my part. I hope it wasn't like my voicemail that didn't last a little too long. But does anybody have anything to add? Bob, do you have anything to close?
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
It's been a great trip down memory lane for me. I, as you know, was part of the original direct service rollout in just about all the markets. And Denver was one of those markets. Unfortunately, when I got back to Atlanta during the Denver training session, I was a couple of days late. And I was responsible for the second wave of technicians coming in from Los Angeles. And so they were unsupervised. Mark was supposed to be supervising.
Excuse me.
In his infinite wisdom, failed to do so. And so we had, I think, as you all, or at least a couple of you that were there, got a chance to see their evening performance or lack thereof, their AM activities. They spent a lot of time on those expense report issues and spending a lot of money in the evenings and failing to show up for the training session. So I got there a couple days late, met Mark for the first time, and Mark said, geez, you got to get a handle on these guys. Out of control. So I thought, well, how bad could they be? So I proceeded to get in the van to head out to the training center in the morning. And I found out just blatantly by their commentary and the fact that half of them were still schnockered from the night before. So obviously they were having a great time when they should have been doing all the things that you were doing, and training and learning and understanding the pieces of the business. And so it really has been a fun trip down memory lane for me, because I was here when we originally rolled out direct service. And there are a couple of you obviously in the room today that were there then, but it's just passing the baton to all of you in here that has just carried on the outstanding activity and work in the marketplace and adding customer value every day. And it's very heartening to me to be able to see the type of performance we get every day, and it's validated by our customers. And if you ever wonder or question whether customers appreciate what you do, they absolutely do. I hear it every day. To Brian's point, he hears it on a certain level. I hear it constantly. And we use direct service, which is everybody in this room, as the benchmark for other agents to live up to. And we use it as a laboratory, quite frankly, to show and demonstrate to the rest of the industry how well service can be performed. And it's just a tribute to all of you on how well you do perform out there every day. So it is appreciated, it's recognized within the organization. We've had a tough year, but I think the important thing is that direct service came through this strategic realignment unscathed because of the value that you all bring to the organization. And that just is unparalleled in the industry today. And it's a tribute to all of you. So I want to thank you for doing just a fantastic job every day. It's recognized, it's appreciated, and keep up the great work. We will certainly look forward to many great things to come, and as you pass batons on to other people and you move on in your career, whether it be with the company, and certainly hold these as fond memories because they are appreciated by everybody within it. And thanks for inviting me this evening.
Thank you for coming. I was afraid we might be back with North Central or South Central.
No, we got you back in the West, and that's where you're going to stay if we have anything to say about it.
That's great. So, hey, thanks everybody for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. I think it was a great evening. And on the way out, make certain and get your parking validated so you don't have to pay for parking on the way. And, thanks again, wives. Thank you so much for getting the guys suited back up and heading out the next morning. I know it's been tough, but then again, they really come in and driven through the smoke. So have a great evening. Thanks again.
Thanks for everything,
Thank you,
Brian.
Brian.
Say, Brian, you want to stretch some more? I got 6 minutes steak left.
Well, that's okay.
I was going to say, empty everybody out the door.
How's it going?
I wonder what they made it out of.
Not sure. I don't even know what they make real hot dogs out of.
No fingers.
Okay.
I think we should get them in the middle of the Coca-Cola.
All right, you can move
Thanks.
over. Next guy step.
There we go.
Look good.
May not be good looking, but I am
You can
looking good.
put the whatever you got in your hand down further.
These are the Brian Greasy photos.
Okay. Next. Tim, you can be over there too.
You gotta lower the thing a little.
You gotta lower the wall.
Okay. Okay. Now, Dennis, you
What are
can't-
these for?
This is for the official video that's going to be sent to Atlanta, so you can take your glasses off anytime. And everything you got in your arms, put down. Okay. I gotta get in here too.
Oh, I thought we were going to. Oh, you got your screen flipped around. I couldn't see it.
We're gonna do a group thing here. Hey, who's Wayne Cat?
No, I'm just gonna have it just separate, and then I'll have the names on it too.
Well, I have to tell you guys.
We do not have Charles with us.
Okay. Did we get it? Got one more to
I
go.
know we'll have to work hard to see that.
Hey, tough guy.
Okay. All right.